Howdy, folks. Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore. And it is, no, not May. I was going to say it's May 1st, but it's June 1st. The May Carnivore Challenge is over. And how did it go? Well, we're going to start today with Marshal. He's going to tell us how it went for him. He's going to tell us what his plans are for the future and how he's going to spend his hot girl summer.
Hey, it's Marshall here. It's a brand new month. It's June. What am I going to do for June? How did I do in May? I didn't do very well in May, as you guys know by watching the videos, if you've been watching them. I've been up and down. I've messed up a couple times. I've, had a little bit here and there. And it didn't do beef, butter, bacon, and egg. I haven't been walking very much either. So my plans for May and my progress in May kind of stagnated. And I don't know if my heart's been in it. I think I'm just kind of going through the motions and not having the conviction that I need if I want to be successful. And the scale proved that out. I gained 3.1 pounds. I was going to say over 3 pounds, but I figured I'd go down to the 0.1. So that's not good. That's the wrong direction. It could have been worse. But, even though I wasn't sticking to the beef, butter, bacon, and egg, and a couple times I didn't even stick to the carnivore, in general, I was doing well, but not enough to make progress. Not enough. I mean, I should be losing tons of weight. And anyway, what am I going to do about it? Well, here's what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to just have a hardcore summer. That's just what I've been talking about, is need to go hardcore. What does that mean? What is hardcore? Now, I could say I'm going to do the lion diet for 3 months. But that's not what I'm planning on doing. But I am going to be very diligent, very militant about being on carnivore. And for the most part, I'm not going to say I'm going to do pure beef, butter, bacon, egg, but for the most part, I will be beef, butter, bacon, egg. But if there's pork or, chicken or something, I mean, we don't eat a lot of chicken anyway, but if there's something like that I end up eating, I'm not going to worry about it. As long as it's good, it's not on the fringes of what carnivore is. Like, I'm not going to be making a cream cheese fluff, which I haven't eaten those in a while anyway, but stuff like that that's on the fringe, I'm not even going to get close to that kind of stuff. But, I'll occasionally have some sausage or something like that. Again, you're probably wincing, thinking I'm just going to be as out of control as I have been over the last month, but no, I'm not. I'm just explaining my parameters. And I'm going to stay carnivore, completely carnivore, and I'm mostly going to do beef, butter, bacon, and egg. I have decided that once a week I can have a little bit of cheese. I'm not going to say once a week I'm going to eat cheese all day long, because I could do that pretty easily. But no, just, once a week, and it's not going to be on a schedule or anything. But, if I want to put a piece of cheese on my hamburger patty, I can do that once a day or something along those lines, right? I'm going to try to stay away from processed meat. Just, try to stick to beef, butter, bacon, and egg. But, not salami, not pepperoni, not... what else would fall into that category? Spam. I don't eat a lot of spam anyway. And I'm going to, try to add more seafood in there. So I got tons of sardines that I've bought. I might as well eat those. I'm not going to commit to once a week, but I think I should probably eat a thing of sardines once a week. That's not a hard thing to do. It's when you're eating it 3 days straight with nothing else that it becomes a chore and a bother to do. But so I'm going to eat sardines on a regular weekly basis. And I'm not just going to commit to June. This is going to be June, July, and August this summer. All the days of summer, I'm going to be hardcore. I'm going to be beef, butter, bacon, egg, tiny bits of cheese every once in a while. Well, I shouldn't say tiny, but a couple pieces of cheese once a week. How about that? Going to stay away from berries. I've had some berries here and there every once in a while. All that kind of stuff needs to go away. Yeah, that's my plan. And I am going to start walking more. I don't know about every day, but on a weekly basis. Well, that makes it sound like once a week. Every couple days, I'm going to go for a walk to start out, and in June, and maybe by July, I can commit to doing it every day. But yeah, I'm not going to give in this time. I'm not going to have a Taco Bell day. I'm not going to have, anything, soda. Well, that I haven't been doing that either. But anyway, I'm just going hardcore, and I'm going to be serious about it. I'm not going to pretend or play around or, oh yeah, this is just something I'm doing. No, this is hardcore. This is me, and I'm going to see how much in 3 months that I can lose.
Oh, sorry about that, Marshall. It was hardcore summer, not hot girl summer. I got it mixed up. Sorry, I guess I just spent too much time looking at Twitter. Oh wait, it's not even called Twitter anymore either. I'm really out of date here with that stuff. Sorry about that. And let's all get ready for a hardcore summer. Okay, so how did things go for me? They went good, but not great, we'll say. They went pretty well. I don't know. When this month started, I weighed 217.6. Now, that was a really good number for me. I had dropped a lot to get down to 217.6, and I had a good month in April. Was I going to be able to keep up? At a certain point, you can't just keep losing 10 pounds a month. At a certain point, you run out of pounds to lose. And I'm getting close to that. I'm getting to where it's going to slow down for sure. And truthfully, I was at the point where I was like, if I can get 5 pounds a month, that's probably really good. And I should be really happy with that. So I had some ups and downs this month, and it was kind of a scatterbrained month. I didn't really pick something that I was going to do. I did a week of experiment, and then I did a week of just eating kind of a little of whatever, which kind of screwed me up. And then I said, oh no, well, I better just eat ground beef only from here on out. And so then I kind of did that, and that left me a little helter-skelter, a little scatterbrained with the whole thing going up and down and all over the place. In the end, though, when I got on the scale today and I weighed myself, this is what it said: 206.6. That's a pretty good number, right? So I went from 217.6 down to 206.6, which means that I lost 11 pounds even this month. That's a lot more than 5 pounds. That's pretty good. Now, I'm not trying to say that I really weigh 206. Like, if I get on the scale tomorrow, it's probably not going to say 206. It's going to say 208 or 209. I just finished a fast this morning, and that I hadn't eaten yet when I weighed in. And that's always the lowest weight that I get, is right after a fast. And usually what happens is it goes up a little bit, then it comes way down, and then it goes back up and up and up, and then it comes way down, and it goes back up, and it just keeps doing that back and forth, because fasting brings you down a lot. And then you drink water and you eat food, and all of a sudden there's just, I don't know, I guess there's just more weight in you necessarily because you've eaten stuff. But it seems like incrementally it's bringing me down a little bit and a little bit and a little bit more. And the thing that's interesting too is that it was a fast day. It was just after a fast day that I weighed myself on May 1st. So the 217 number was also right after a fast. So maybe I can trust that 11 pounds. I really did lose 11 pounds in the month. I don't know. Could be a thing. Let me throw up this chart here. This is the way that my weight loss went. You can see it really rocketing down at one point, and then it went way back up. That was the time where I finally said, oh, I did something wrong. I need to go back to eating just ground beef. And doing that sort of eventually brought me back down. And you see me come way down a couple of times before going back up and coming down. And that's when I'm getting into that kind of fast routine. I don't know, the losing weight, then getting some of it back and then losing it again. Now, last time I talked a little bit about my fat percentage. You know, that's one of those things that you can keep an eye on to make sure that you're losing what you want to lose. You should be losing fat, not muscle. And my fat percentage was pretty good. I started out the month at 37.6% fat. And that dropped down to 36.3 by the end of the month, which means that I've come down 1.3% in my fat percentage. And here's the chart that shows you that. You can see my up and down. It's similar to my weight loss, which does make me wonder, is this even legit? Does this scale really tell me what my fat percentage is, or is it just have some chart that it just, you know, you weigh in and it's like, okay, well, that means that he must be this. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in that scale, I have to admit. But it's the only thing I've got, so I'm using it for now. I don't have the money to spend on a DEXA scan to see if the numbers that it gives me are close to what's real or not. But here is how my muscle percentage has gone this month. I started at 37.3 and now I'm up to 38.1, which means that I am up 0.8% this month in muscle. So I'm down in fat, up in muscle. Good thing is my muscle percentage is lower than my fat percentage, so that's nice. I don't know how legit the numbers are. I know I do have a lot of fat still to go. I can grab it, I can hold on to it. It's not a ton, but it is like, you know, there's 20 pounds probably at least that I need to get gone. If I really weigh 206, then almost exactly 20 pounds is what I'm trying to get rid of, what's left to get rid of. Can that bring me down a lot of fat, the fat percentage way down to like 20% or whatever? I don't know. Maybe these fat numbers aren't right, but I'm not going to worry about it. Here's the scale of how the chart of how my muscle went up. And it did similar up and down jags, so I don't know how legit it is, as I've said 100 times now in this video. It's pretty exciting to see things go. To lose 11 pounds, it's a lot better than I thought I was going to do. Even yesterday, I weighed in at like 213. Then I came way down to 206 after the fast. It was a big drop, as you saw in the chart that I did when I had my weight up. So it was more than I expected. And it was good, so I can't complain. I'm happy to see it. I hope that doesn't make next month impossible. I would like to get 5 pounds next month. Or this month, I guess. It's now June, so 5 pounds in June would be really awesome. What is my plans? How am I going to do that? Well, I guess I'm being a little schizophrenic with it again. I am not picking a single thing for the whole month, but basically I am. What I'm going to do for the next week is beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I'm going to do that the way that I wanted to, and I never really did this past month because I spent all my time going, oh no, I need to switch over to lion diet and do that instead. And so I never really did the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I would like to just switch to lion diet for this whole month again and see how it goes. But I'm going to do the first week of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And then after that, after I feel like I've gotten my beef, butter, bacon, and eggs fix in, then it will be time to switch to lion diet. And that's what I will do for the rest of the month. It'll be lion diet through to July. And we'll see how that goes. Can that get me down another 5 pounds? That's really all my goal is this month. I don't expect to get 11 pounds again this month. And that would make sense. Like I've been coming down. I think I lost like 20 pounds in April. And so in May, losing 10 or 11, I think I lost 21 and then 11, having it down, so 5 pounds, that would be good. That would put me like within a hair's breadth of Wonderland, which is what I have been questing for, searching for, journeying toward this whole time. So maybe I can do it. Maybe we can make it to Wonderland. Maybe we can do it this month. I don't know. It's not the end of the journey, though. 185 is my final goal. I think that I should be right around there. That's what I weighed when I was a high school senior, in good shape and not overweight pretty much at all yet. And that's what I'm hoping to be. Get back to that. But, it's a lifelong pursuit. It's not anything that's going to end anytime soon. It's not anything that's going to end at all, really. Even once I get there, I'm going to have to keep eating right so that I stay there. Because it's super easy to just eat a lot of cheese and drink a whole bunch of heavy cream, and boom, even on carnivore, you can be right back to as heavy as you want to be. So I've got to keep it together and make sure that I don't do that again. And that's what this is all about. So in Hot Girl Summer, or wait, what is it? Hardcore Summer, me and Marshall are going to take it to the next level. I'm going to make it to my final ultimate goal. I'm going to make it to Wonderland and then on in all the way to my ultimate final goal. That is my plan. And I will see you guys there. We'll be back again tomorrow on Big Anklevich on Health.